Hello! What's going on tonight, guys? How are all of you doing? Alright. Give me 1 second to go ahead and get this open, and we will start this. It will be a new day of history lessons, you got that right. What's going on, Exiled Angel? How are you tonight? That's the wrong letter. Blah. Wrong password. Not on my watch. There we go. Okay, so like I said before, we are gonna go ahead and just try to do some absolute brawling with our precious Koenig Tiger here. And I have moderate faith in this one. Moderate faith. Ever since they put the damage stowage inside of the turret, it definitely became a little harder to do well with the King Tiger and not getting ammo racked all the time from side shots. But maybe with some down tiers we can get quite lucky and they won't penetrate all that much. Whenever you two are ready. No. There we go. Swedish tanks. I have mixed feelings about Swedish tanks. Certainly, some of them are quite good. Other ones are not nearly as good, and I feel it's something that gets a tad misrepresented because they benefit that a lot of the Swedish tanks are later war or later era than what their BR is putting them into. I mean, personally, I always enjoy being in my nice World War II era vehicle and getting shot at by ATGMs, and certainly don't feel that that kind of ruins the immersion. But maybe that's just me. I will just say right now, out of sheer habit, I tried to call artillery because I'm so used to just taking medium tanks right off of the start of the game. Yeah, IKEA tank is a reasonable descriptor there. And those Swedes know how to supply you with just about everything you need. That's also actually a here's your first history lesson for tonight. Uh, for the Swedish units that got the Stugs that we were talking about so much last night, they actually refer to them as Sturmy Stugs, which I don't understand why, but is an adorable name for them nonetheless. Maybe. Maybe. It's too late. It's already been said. It's a fact now. It is incredibly quiet on the side of the map. I'm just going to cut in between the hills, actually, if you guys are going to continue to go along the long route. Or not be able to go through that, apparently. What's over there? Hello, Hans Wolf. An IS-6. No. We're not going to deal with that. That's a problem. Yeah, looks like they actually pushed real hard on the other side of the map. Just looking at the kill feed. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get some decent flanks. Well executed. Nice. Nice. This is a terrible idea. Especially after I just talked about how often these things get ammo racked from the side. Okay. Up on top of the hill, 207. There's something up there. I can only see its gun barrel, though. Wait. And fire! Engine fuel tank. It's two of them over there. Second round on the way. He's out. Alright, second tank. Cool. IS-2 is somewhere. I think actually that's coming up behind. Yeah. He'll manage. He'll manage. Yeah, I know from my perspective, or from your perspective, I'm talking to no one, specifically because the way I have my voice mixer set up, Discord is only running to me. I don't have it running into Twitch at the moment because it was being a bit feisty about it. So at this point, it needs a little bit more work before I can get it to feed properly, but hopefully I should have that sorted by tomorrow when we play Company of Heroes, especially since I want to be able to play with you guys as well. So fingers crossed that I'll have that fixed. Is the IS-2 dead? No. What's the medium over there? KK. Fight! It's gone. Every time so far. Ugh. I don't get a last on a match apparently. Maybe. Not to the best of my knowledge. Well, when you say it like that, it makes it sound like you don't enjoy my history lessons. Which, uh, hmm, hmm, hmm. I would prefer you actually enjoy my history lessons rather than me just prattling them on. They're entirely in our spawn on the other side. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know where that came from. Hmm. Yeah. I see it. A little bit. Oh. What? Nope. Hit no damage. Um, Same. It's actually a pretty good position he has. No. Nice. Wait, Oh. That is Middletown. Well, have fun with all the M226s and stuff. I'm not really sure what that says about your history teacher if you've learned more from me than you have from them. This isn't good. This isn't good. Hmm. Are we? Hold up. Yikes. Well, at the very least, I have hopes. Maybe. Nope. I am dreadfully bad with SPA. Well, I'm reloading. Yeah, the Pershing, it falls under much again one of the things of a vehicle. You know, I can't. I gotta be very mindful of how I said this because it's pretty bollocks as applicable to the big cats as it is applicable to the Pershing, and that it's a vehicle. I'm just gonna go back to Hangar. Um, it's a vehicle that on paper was good, but if you look at the fact that the Pershing was mostly replaced in Korea with additional Shermans by the units that had them because they ended up really not liking the Pershing, says a lot about that. Um, the fact that it was a vehicle that had a lot of issues when it came to going up slopes because it had a very underpowered motor and didn't develop enough torque. It, it was good for, I would say, exactly what it was designed for, and that is or being a counter to any of the German heavy tanks. But the problem is when your counter is terrible and it's only good at that because what you're countering is terrible, it doesn't really last long. It wasn't as distasted as the M47, which the M47 they just built as a rush to try to fill a modern tank slot, but it didn't last long. The Marines held on to him for a long time because they had a lot of spare parts, but the Army got rid of their Pershings pretty quick. Yeah, that is from the Cologne. which I'm gonna go ahead and pronounce that way. It's a French word. Tank duel against a Panther, where, if I recall correctly, the Panther had nixed out a couple Shermans, and after that, the Pershing crew was sent in to go knock it out, and the Panther basically had it dead to rights. But yeah, you're right. He mistaked the Pershing for a possible friendly tank, so they didn't fire, and in turn got knocked out and had to abandon their Panther. Which says a lot for, you know, being able to identify vehicles and such. It definitely has its purpose. And I honestly don't know how much the Germans did on that front of trying to train crews to be able to identify vehicles as the US did. Because on the US side of things, you definitely see a lot of like data cards and the like that were used to show, hey, this is what this looks like from in front, from the side, from behind, etc., etc. But I honestly can't say if the Germans did that nearly as much, or even at all, for that matter. And they were actually pretty quick to A. So... I don't see anything ahead yet. Take that back. French TD on the other side of the slope from me. Looks like he's backing up now. I might go around. Because we are also getting absolutely shredded near the center. Oop. I should have been paying attention. You got two Super Pershings off to the left. Something tells me that wasn't gonna help, and it didn't. So I feel correct in that guess. Yes, it does have tiger stripes. For any of the vehicles that I can put stripes on them that are cats, I try to. Obviously, the Yak Panther is not capable of it because it has the ambush camouflage. And there's no reason to be going this way. I have no idea why I did this. TD on the far side of spawn. Nice. Yeah, the Ferdinand is awful. Les éléphants. Les éléphants. I don't even remember why it developed the name Elephant. Because if I remember correctly, it actually is named Ferdinand. Because they named it after Ferdinand Porsche. But I could be mistaken. Yes. The In the City tank destroyer. The best use of a casemate. Heavy tank on our side of A. So let's see if we can come up behind him and also not get shot in the back ourselves. Up, 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 up. What? Reload, 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 reload. Faster, faster, you krauts. Why is it every time? Every time, one kill and then nope, done. Bull. This is exactly how War Thunder just goes sometimes. Continual sadness of... Blah. Missed by a mile. Yeah, there's no going over that hill at this point. I am on my suicide run. To at least kind of shoot up that super Pershing that was shooting at Danny. That went exactly as I expected it to. Ooh. I will say it is kind of pay to win. On some vehicles are definitely undeniably good for, you know, what they are. I will say there are definitely premiums that are not worth the money for it, but things like the IS6, the STRV 103 when it first came out, TML, which is painfully good, um, yeah, have a decided advantage against their counterparts. Um, Especially during like times where you see a lot of vehicles come out that are on the premium side, especially when like IPMs and stuff first came out, or the other Abrams variants. Yeah, it can get kind of nasty, but I don't know. I mean, it's not the absolute worst thing in the world, and it ebbs and flows is the way I'll phrase that. Yeah, any of the higher premiums definitely cost a good bit, like in the $60 range once you get to a high enough tier. They do, Gaijin does or do sales, and they become a lot cheaper during that period, but without a doubt, there are some pricey ones. Man. Hello. Uh, the Russian grind isn't too bad, specifically because, you know, a lot of it's early tier stuff, once you get, God, especially when you get into the T-34s, are really good. Like, once again, the 4.0 bracket that the T-40 or T-34 sit at, the early ones, is super good for Russia. A lot of things struggle with that. They struggle with the KV-1. So it's a decided advantage right there. And we have mostly lost this side of the map. And that AML-90 is concerning.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Okay. Right there. Hurry up and fix that. Lep.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Horizontal cannon drive and commander. What is that? Dead is what it is. That that is honestly one of the things that'll get me about War Thunder is you think about the AML 90 and it's this tiny little armored car, and to essentially have taken 3 88s to knock it out, kind of raises questions. Okay, so our 3 buddy just died, so we'll have to be mindful of that. I don't see anyone to our left yet. Son of a... Yeah. Panther 2. So I carry 3 or so APCR, 3 or 5 APCR in my tanks. I am not entirely sure why, because I very rarely actually end up using them. T-114 is going to be very scary. Where's he at, Flak Panzer? Right in front of us, Flak Panzer. He's got the frickin'... Alright, no. Flak Panzer, you're useless! He's watching the opening avenue that we have. You know what, screw it, we're just Puma. Also, apparently the T-114 bounced an 88 with its side armor, which goes back to what I was saying about gauging when it comes to bouncing things. That is the true insult to injury, that he had the firework too. Did. Nice. Look at that little mouse car go. We'll follow. We'll follow. Oh, whoa. There's something on the other side of the hills from us. Over there. And that's a problem. Oh, there you go. I scouted him though, so that's my mission done. Go! Go, little Puma! Run! Run, little Puma! Wait a minute. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there. M42 Duster? Yeah. Stab it, stab it, stab it, stab it. Planes. Come on, little Puma. Nope. Damn it. Are either of you still in? I'm just gonna go back to hangar. So, where the word originally comes from? No, I do not. As if heat is generally better, that's a very specific remark. And the reason why is early heat was absolutely terrible because when the shell spins because of the rifling, uh, the jet that gets created by a heat shell actually becomes less effective. So that's why you see um, fin stabilized heat shells becoming so common later on, is because it would help the round fly straight and still be stabilized and not develop that rotation that causes the shell not to be as effective. Chemical defense system. Oh god, a night map. Chemical and reactive armor certainly make heat less effective. It's one of those things that heat was really good at a niche period of time when traditional armoring practices were still, hey, let's slap on a lot of raw steel. Um, when you see things like the IS-3 or most of the really? Most of the IS variants and anything that relies on traditional heavy armor, a heat shell does really well. With the caveat that it's obviously worse if the shell is allowed to rotate. Um, but, you start seeing chain link fences added to armor and other things that help detonate the shell earlier. And it's not that hard of a type of shell to counter when it comes down to it. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, honestly, I could see it translating straight to armor because the Panzerschiffe or any of the armored ships like Deutschland and Graf Spee and whatever the third one is, whose name I never remember, um, were that classification of Panzerschiffe. I remember that one. I didn't read that in time. Yes. Is that what it says? I do remember that year in history when Germany had to fight TOW missiles. Well, yeah, obviously in World War II. Look at what we're driving. I've actually never heard that used for the shell of a turtle. I have no idea. My German is certainly not good enough where I can say for or against that statement. Also, no night vision yet.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Enemy forces have captured a
God, this
zone.
is such a slow drive. Yeah, the Tiger II is such a good-looking tank. It's a shame that it was basically rubbish. Uh, being so prone to breaking down its fuel consumption, and then if you also kind of look at its checkered development history, it probably was not Germany's best move on money or oil. But that is kind of a hindsight thing to say. I'm sure somebody somewhere back then thought, hey, this is going to be the real game changer. The Tiger's already doing mediocre. Let's double down on it. Hmm. Man, we are getting absolutely slammed on the other side of this map. Medium tank ahead.
The enemy is getting closer to victory.
Oh. I don't see him yet. Okay. He must be like right over this hill.
Attention to the map.
Any eyes on yet? Yep, yeah, I see it. Nope. Okay. Easy enough. Yeah, that's the only issue with the larger maps, is that it just becomes whole W simulator for such a long time. Especially if you just end up on the wrong side of the map. See it. I'm sure I'll join you soon enough. Dude. Jesus. Alright. I don't know if any of them are in B, but that is a huge concern, that round that came off from the left. So we're gonna go ahead and reposition and see if we can spot whatever that was. Okay then. Oh, problem. And that's ATGMs. And probably an STRV. And there's the T-32. This is... Always liking 6.7 Germany. Yeah, Germany spent a lot of time trying to kind of flex about how many Tiger IIs they had, when in reality is much less than what was advertised. And it's one of those things that even in larger numbers, it's not like it would have helped at all. And if I recall correctly, well, that's absolutely blinding. If I recall correctly, the Soviets would basically just circumnavigate any Tiger IIs they encountered because it was easier, and they're basically assured that it wouldn't catch up. Especially given that many of the bridges and road, or just a general infrastructure, couldn't handle the vehicles. A fantastic looking vehicle that fails in oh so many ways. And the Panther kind of falls under that as well. It did well, but it also was very terrible at the same time.
Attention to the designated grid square.
And I don't see whatever is capturing C.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Everything clear on the left. That's incredibly blinding still. Alright. That was promising. I see... Yep, I see him. And they just nicked my gun out. There's 3 tanks, actually. We are going to try to not fix this. We are just going to hope to soak rounds as long as possible at this point. Nope, 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 nope. Stop it. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're just gonna, because this mission's lost for us. The optics thing, yeah, they spent a lot of time on that, and they had a lot of wasted versions of optics. Honestly, despite how much time they spent developing them, I would almost argue that their bigger mistake overall was how many vehicles, with obviously the casemates being an exception, didn't have a periscope for the gunner. Because being able to have a unity sight or anything that really opens up your field of view, or that you can be in a turret down position, spot an enemy, and then move out of cover and engage, is a pretty decided advantage. And that's an area that's surprising they really never did it. Um, like the Panther 2 in this game has a periscope gunner sight, which is okay. I mean, honestly, you're really, if you had to have one, a sight that is in line with the gun, like on the Tiger 2, is better. But having both is always a very large advantage compared to just having one or the other. And it's not like they didn't understand the concept of it. I'm really not entirely sure why Germany didn't do it on a lot of their vehicles. Well, and the Tigers being like the French tanks and a lot of the British tanks and the Swedish tanks, a lot of the tanks in the game that perform better than Tigers are because they were specifically designed to combat Tigers and German heavy tanks. And it's what, like, this is certainly a rabbit hole to go down to, because if you want to look at the tactical or logistical effectiveness of the Tiger, it's going to lose. It was not great at either of those things. But if you put it on the map as, hey, this is the Tiger as it was made to work, fire, and hey, this is the Pershing as it was made to work, and just run them into each other, they're definitely going to have some decided advantages on things like the Centurion or the later US and French tanks that were developed specifically in mind to combat the German heavies. And that's just, you know, kind of how tank design goes. And the reality is that War Thunder, hold up, there, fire. War Thunder did a decent job at doing the balance of making things that, you know, should be, I think there's another tank in that building. About there? Nope, I'm gonna hit the building. War Thunder did a decent job of it. I think that the BR spread needs to be fixed a little bit, because like I was complaining about last game, you know, I don't mind fighting the Centurions and stuff that were designed specifically with the Tiger in mind, but when you start engaging things with ATGMs, that kind of changes the playing field. Fire. Action X gone. I might say this right now, the Action X is probably one of my favorites just because I like saying the name. I am beyond interested in their choice to call it the Action X. I think it's just a nifty name for it. It's not a good name, but I think it's neat. So you just have the Action X. Exactly. Centurion Action X. Critical hit. I cannot. Oh, I see him. I see him. Hold up. Hold up. That's. Save me, building. No. Rocker boy, too good. I'm too tempted. I haven't taken out my 262 in a while. Well, the Sherman shouldn't be fighting the M10 or Wolverines. They did change a fair amount about what matches. I always suggest playing RB over arcade because in realistic you're not likely to be fighting. I don't want to say always. You're not likely to be fighting vehicles that are of your country, and then you also don't have a lot of the kind of cheesiness that I feel exists in AB. But you know, they kind of cater to two different people. So I don't look down on anyone who likes to play arcade. I mean, if that's your style, that's your style. I personally like sim the best, but I'm terrible at flying and I can't fly planes in sim. So and blap 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 blap. That hurt. I don't think they have too many SPAA, and I'll take that kill assist on that Tiger. Which I am actually, I didn't realize this before I started my monologue. This is a perfect example of this is a realistic game and we're still fighting Germans. So there's no guarantee that you won't be fighting allies. And that plane is going to be a problem, so we're going to try to just outspeed him for a moment. Alright, he pulled off. Yeah, again, the Tiger, like, and this goes a lot back to what I've read. I really enjoy Otto Carius's book, Tiger in the Mud, or Tigers in the Mud. And, you know, on a tactical level, the Tiger wasn't bad and could do its job the majority of the time. Where flap, 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 flap. Where it suffers is on the strategic level. Oh, no. Because on the strategic level, it just requires so many repairs and so much maintenance. You know, the number of times they talk about that they had to send their... let's see if we can put this fire out. The number of times that they had to send their Tigers back to repair and constantly didn't have their platoon at full strength because of it. Oh. Always a P-51. It's just a very numerous amount. You know, one of the things that the Tigers were prone to getting damaged was their radiator fins and shrouds are right on top of the engine deck, and they're not really protected at all. So the problem they'd run into is mortar fire and artillery fire would damage the radiators and their shrouds, and then the engine would overheat. So they wouldn't run well, or they just plain overheat, and then they wouldn't run at all. So the number of times that vehicles were getting sent back to get things like that repaired was pretty common.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, the Tiger is not bad at all. It performs admirably in the game. When you get into down tier, it's a lot of seal clubbing, which I enjoy because it's entertaining to go against Shermans and stuff. But when you start fighting things like Centurions and Super Pershings and other things that were designed once again to combat the German heavies, yeah, it's a more level playing field, and it holds its weight. It doesn't, you know, put everyone else to shame. But if you want to hear a long rant, then I have one about the Super Persian and why it's awful. Not as long as my one about the M56. I despise the M56 for numerous reasons. Thank you for the kill assist.
The enemy is controlling most of the zones. We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're
Okay. Whoa, wait. Oh, that's the dead PT. What? Wait. That's suspicious as hell. I did it! That that had no reason to go as well as it did. Oh. Bombs. She's it! That was actually way off. You saying that actually only makes me think of Futurama with the episode when they have all the little animals in their, like Nibbler and his friends in their little ships. And the scamper as they bail off into corners. That's a cool, pretty good kill feed. We actually might be able to pull this game back. It's dead, dead, deed. Let's hold up. So I'm trying to read and drive at the same time, which tells you everything about texting and driving. You know, I will be completely honest. War Thunder matches can go really one way or another in terms of whether you just get absolutely ruined all the time or not. And this is why I say it's a game for masochists. Because to continue to play War Thunder, even though that's how it is sometimes, yeah, you kind of have to put up with the salt. And I hear an SPA off to our left, but I don't see it. And I want points to capture on B. Alright, I think we're good. Come on. No! Oh, so close. So close. I wouldn't say having a record of 6 or 7 kills as your highest isn't bad. Who got hit? Oh, I thought I heard a round. Like, that's not... Tank left. Where are you? Swear I saw you. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Blep. Nope. It's a half track. Mark it. Aye. No eyes on yet. Hold up.
attention to the map.
Fire! Hit, no damage. Oh, what?
Repairing.
Fire! I like my hit no damage on a Bulldog with an 88. A long 88. Up, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it. And... Fire! Reload, reload. Oh, that's a heavy. That's a heavy. That's bad. Don't notice me. Don't notice me, senpai. No... Fire. Can't hurt you. Full reverse, full reverse. It's a, T-29. Yeah, what? Weird flex, but okay. Oh! Hey, it's European Canadian! He's another War Thunder streamer. Actually, you know what? I say that now. I'm gonna say that's European Canadian. I don't know what his actual tag in War Thunder is, so we're just gonna assume it's him and not just someone who decided to name themselves European Canadian. Reload, reload, reload. And flap. That's all the credit I need. Let it be known on this day and time, I outplayed European Canadian. It shall be marked down. For the record. Alright. Hi, David. How are you doing today? And thank you for stopping in. I'd... You know, I'd answer your question, Senpai, but I know that recently Twitch actually banned that word, so I'm gonna hedge my bets and not say it. I'm gonna say no, you are not. Or maybe you are. If you feel that you'd be a simp to like, damn it, I already said it. I I tried so hard, and yet here we are. If you would be that way towards, say, Stolfo, or Felix, or the character in Blend S, then sure. I would accept that. Yeah. That amply explains my, or aptly explains my way of train of thought works. If I'm not gonna say that, proceeds to say the word immediately. I think I hear someone off to the left. And it's probably another SPA. Frederic, or wait, I can pronounce this right. Friedrich der Grosse. It rings a bell. It rings many bells. She's in my dorm room right now. Because I keep forgetting to take her out, and I need to get more blueprints for her. Ah, yes. A lovely country drive. How many do they even have left? 5? European Canadian is still left. That's our new... Oh, he's to the left. Alright, wait. He's got to be over here. We're finding European Canadian again. The hunt begins. Where's the T-92? Where's the T-92? You're somewhere around here, Canadian. Don't end yet, match. Let me get him one more time. That looks like a verbal Vin turret. We'll shoot it anyways. Huzzah. Where are you, Canadian? I shouldn't have shot that verbal Vin. Yes. That is a Zur lane. I'll take second place. That's fine. Finally not an awful match. Yeah, that, for bringing a match back from the edge of defeat. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Whenever you're ready, Danny. You're good. Close all those hentai browsers. I absolutely do not mind if you talk about Azur Lane, so feel free to talk about that to your heart's content. I'm right now, I already got, for the new update, I got Peter Strasse. Um, so I only did one set of builds so far. I have my second set is currently going through right now. I haven't checked it at all. Heinrich is definitely someone worth getting. Heinrich is very good stats wise. Um, but I want all of them. So I got like 420 cubes last time I checked. Hashtag 420. Uh, Hashtag 420. Hashtag Blaze It Everyday. Um, so I have like 420 cubes last time I looked. So I have faith that I should be able to get everybody. But we'll have to see. Um, while we're on the topic of Azur Lane, if you play it, go look at Odin. Go look at how Odin looks. And then tell me that Odin doesn't look like JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures with her chain and everything. I think she's a spitting image. And ever since I told some of my friends about it, they always say that they can't unsee it anymore. So, you know, be prepared for that. You might not be able to unsee it if you do that. Ugh. Hey Danny, look, Atago is someone else's favorite. you now have a kindred spirit. Where's the M48? I am not in the battlefield. There we go. We're working. Up, other side of the river, near the bull. Oh no, that is the bulldog firing. Yeah, there's a lot of ships that are in Azur Lane that weren't actually built. I mean, I am driving off the map again. You know, technically you can make that argument pretty well with Graf Zeppelin because she was never completed because Germany got so far into making her and then realized, oh, wait a minute, we don't even have planes to put on this ship. Let's probably stop putting metal and resources into a giant floating empty hangar because that's not a good idea. That one's actually kind of a funny story because it's not only that Germany didn't have the planes to put in Graf. It's also the fact that Goring didn't want to develop any naval aircraft. He didn't want to actually put that, you know, down on paper or, you know, let it happen. So it they didn't have planes to start with, or from the start to put in Graf, and then they weren't going to actually develop planes for Graf or naval aircraft. So it was really just a dead end in every sense. Alright, that is all fixed. Let's hopefully... I will definitely take that not going through. Hold up. Let's see if we can get him through the smoke. Nope. I was hoping I could follow his tracer fire back. I think he's right there. Nope. Nope. I still can't see him, so unless that mark is spot on. Nah. He can see me, though. Alright, you know, this is... I'm just getting my gun knocked out repeatedly. I need to find some good cover. Fix that. Let's see. I don't know if I can remember the whole thing or beat of Erica. Oh yeah, there you go. He's right across the river, and that hurt a lot. Nope. That was a whole lot of nothing. You know what? We'll double down. We're doubling down on armor and frontal firepower. Go AD4. Now I'm getting other songs stuck in my head. I still prefer Panzer Lied though. I am so concerned about just getting shot in the side. I have plenty of songs stuck in my head. Songs that are permanently in my head would be those three. And then also King of the Road by Dean Martin. And that's basically exactly what I expected to happen. SU-100P off the side of the map. Yeah, no, we'll keep trying. I honestly can't think of the name of the song now. Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. The A-Team theme song is also always in my head. Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition is also a song that's always stuck in my head because of BioShock 2. In fact, we'll switch that for a minute. I have no idea where this SU-100 went off to. I can't answer that question because I honestly don't remember what I did and didn't have at level 44 for Azur Lane. That's been a while. Honestly, I'm at the point where I need to... Actually, I did something beyond stupid. So I hit a point where finally I broke, and I needed to buy more dock space. And I wasn't paying attention, and I spent 300 gems on depot space. So now I have 360 slots of depot space when I only ever use about 60. So that was a solid investment on my part. I do need more dock space though. After that, I only was able to buy like 20 slots of it, which is eh. I mean, now I'm not having to continually retire things over and over to keep dock space, but it's not really great either. That's not good. Where is the enemy? Where? Up. Hold up. 12 o'clock. Fire again for me, will ya? Yay! One! That's one! And I hear another tank. just will play dead. Where is he? I can hear him revving his engine. We're just gonna push forward. Where are you? Where are you? I hear you somewhere. I wonder if he's over the hill. You're dead there. Oh, hold up. Blah. Well, that was a good match for us. One kill and a lot of hits wouldn't. That says everything. 1 kill and 6th place. Solid performance. So, best ship by level and stats as a singular vessel is probably Baltimore. I think she probably stands alone. Well, I guess, or Rune. Rune or Baltimore would be it. Frederick de Grosse is the most cheaty ship that I have, but I don't have her fully researched. Like, I don't have all her blueprints in her yet, so she's not, done. She's like 100 level, or she's level 110 right now, but without having all her blueprints done, she's not as good as she could be. As a actual pair or setup, or at least what my backline usually is on my main fleet is Richelieu, Formidable, and Jean Bart on my main fleet, and then my backline for my clearing fleet is Bismarck, Rihu, and Graf Zeppelin. And those are. I also have Warspite, and I have Warspite retrofitted, and she's really good at single point damage. But I like the combination of Jean Bart and Richelieu better, especially since they're not as reliant on a singular barrage to do a lot of their work the way that Warspite works a lot off her Divine Marksman ability. I like Sabaton. Sabaton definitely has some nice hits. I wish I had Graf Spee in this, because she's super good in naval in this game. As for in Azur Lane, I actually like Deutschland more. I like Deutschland for her looks, and then I like Deutschland because she actually has a better stat line once you get them both to level 120. So I've used Deutschland a lot more. I don't mind Graf Spee, but between the two, I like that Deutschland has the more offensively oriented stats. Just a track, really? Riri. Oh, that's a modern tank. This is a problem. Yep. There's a T-54 or T-55 at the edge that I'm hitting. That's not going to go through at any point in time. But he will go through me. He will, in fact, go through me. Modern tanks. Blep, 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 blep. God, the IKV-91 is rough stuff. So your comment really reminds me of one of my friends, because I remember one time after one of the larger updates on Azure Lane, he messaged me and he was like, man, after several hours of, going over the numbers, I finally found the balance between fleet power and waifu-ness. And I cannot argue the point of wanting to find that balance of waifu and fleet actual strength. Who's on C? Is it the T-54? Okay. I'll go for a long flank on the outside. Unless I got shot. We'll see how it plays out. But I don't see anyone on the right. You know, I like that statement because I find it very amusing. At the same time, I am now concerned that I'm going to see that on a Rule 34 post. Okay, yeah, this was... You're on your own, Obsidia! Wait, yep, there it is. AMX. Well, you're... good luck. Is the only way I can phrase that. Possible hate mail? Maybe. We'll have to read that a different time. By the way, I will say this now, just so no one mistakes what I'm gonna say. I always make the assumption that messages in War Thunder I get are hate mail from people, especially when I knock out T-95s in their spawn using my 262, because I love doing that. It's beyond entertaining. But if it's any of you sending me messages and I don't read it right away or don't read it on stream, that's the only reason why. Is because I don't know who sent me a message and I'd rather not open something that is someone or berating me on stream. While in and of itself it doesn't bother me, that's not something I'm trying to bring to you guys. And I see a tank and I'm just going to waste a bunch of shells into it now. Marked. It's a French TD. That's definitely. Wait, even with a heat? What do we pay you for, R251? A load or something. T-54 again. Brake is gone. I have to reload. Brake is gone a little bit later. Come on, reload, reload, reload. See, this is one of the things that kind of astounds me. This is 2 full belts from the Kugelblitz into his mantlet and everything. Nah. Doesn't break a thing. But the 50, that's peak perfection at breaking barrels. I will never understand War Thunder's thought that the 50 BMG is more capable of knocking out main guns than, like, autocannons. Except for the R3, which is the autocannon from hell and knocks out everything. Ooh, plane. Huzzah! I did something. Alright, let's try to actually help here at this Vox. That's not good. Alright, that's enough of that. We're not going through that anytime soon. Maybe this plane though? No! I just wanted the plane. Was that the T-54? Yeah, look at him. Look at him all smug in his bushes. Out of curiosity, I might leave this game. So, I think, so we were talking yesterday about the ones you actually own. I'm curious now, have you ever had the experience of shooting any fully automatic weapons? What? Why'd I get crew locked for that? Alright, Ganjan. It gonna, up, there we go. it it is an uh undescribable amount of fun is the way I'm gonna phrase that. Obviously, besides what I shot when I was still active, because you know shooting things in the military is you don't shoot as much stuff as you think you would, um, but you're obviously gonna shoot some stuff. Uh, but out of that, one of my friends owned an M1919 A6 and went to the range with that. Mouse, which was a lot of fun. Um, and then stuff that I shot that I wasn't necessarily supposed to because it wasn't like my issued equipment was an MP5, which burns a magazine way faster than you'd ever expect it to. Yeah, I mean, you can easily mag dump an MP5 in no time. And they are definitely a good, wholesome amount of fun. My actual... So I had a M16 for a while before it got replaced with the M4A1. And that was awful. It was almost guaranteed to jam the majority of the time I had it. And granted, I will accept that because it was an A... Was it an A3? It was an A3 or A4. I actually can't recall now off the top of my head. You know, it had seen better days by a very large margin. So I will at least give it that. But regardless, I was never a huge fan of it. Also, I don't like the M9. I don't like the M9 for a lot of reasons. I think it's a terrible sidearm, and I'm glad that it's being replaced in basically everywhere. Ooh, I'm actually very curious. Which binary trigger do you have? And do you like it? Because I basically, as soon as hold up. Cannon barrel. Someone can finish it. As soon as I got the opportunity, I built an AR-15. I basically modeled it exactly off my service rifle, and I love it. It's I got Palmetto parts for it when I built it, so its upper is nitride. That was a mistake. Wow, that Lorraine just went to town. It's an autoloader. But yeah, I've always been curious about dropping a binary trigger in it. There was actually a period of time where this guy I knew was selling an auto sear, a drop-in auto sear for ARs, and I was so tempted to buy it, but it's so expensive, and I'm sorry, Yag Tiger. My bad. Whoopsie. And we're free. And the Mausa is actually doing stuff. So, that's actually also a pretty funny remark because you would be surprised at the number of people that go into the military and have never held a gun prior to being in. You know, it's one thing like maybe you held one but you never shot it up on the hill. Like at least you're somewhat familiar with operation stuff, but there's a lot of people that actually go in who've never shot anything, so it's their first time doing it. It is a pretty common thing. Can you see him? Okay. Neat. Go, Mouses, go! Oh, is that basically saying that you want to play Tier 1 France?
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
A flock of Mause. They used to be a murder of Mause, but not anymore. You know what? Huh? No, 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 no. I mean before they got up-tiered. And I hear an engine, and it doesn't sound friendly. And it's because it's not friendly. Come on. Before we burn out. Damn it. I don't think my crew's gonna be fast enough. Reload. You're supposed to be good at this. Oh. Or shot in the back. For the memes. Ooh. I will absolutely say the Scorpion Evo is a tack driver. Without question. I have only shot one once, but oh man, did it put every round on top of each other. I will 100% give it that credit. Stop it, plane. Yep. Are the Mises still alive? Or did they die? They died. Yes, the EBR 1954. I always enjoy fighting vehicles 10 years after mine were made. Let's see if we can find that Magok. Or finish off that M60. That's our new goals. Finish off that M60. Speed, speed, speed. Go, little Poomer. And drift. Oh yeah, that was right out of initial D right there. In fact, I thought I was watching the anime for a moment. I remember very distinctly when he trades his car for a Puma. That is very true. It's a Japanese only anthology episode where he sells his car to get a Puma. It's very rare, very unknown. Speed, 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 speed! Flap! Flap! And we're a hero! And away! Ooh, you've actually brought up another rant of mine. The M60 is not a Patton. The M60 gets very commonly mistaken as part of the pattern line, but it actually isn't. If you look up its designation, its M60 gun carriage, etc., lengthy words, that basically surmise that it's not actually... That wasn't very cash money of you, AML-90. Isn't actually part of the pattern line of tanks. And are you two in? I'm like go back to hangar since we're just getting spawn camped. Too late. It happened. Yeah, don't hold me to it. I don't remember if it falls under GMC, but I know it's not a pattern. It's gun, carriage, motor, tank, tracks, treaded, mobile, 105 millimeter, auto gyro. Ooh, hold up. Suspension. Yeah, we'll just do brake systems. Finish. Go. Yeah, it does. It does really look like a pattern. I do not... Oh, okay, actually... So I'm going to take this back for a second because it'd be an absolute lie. I was going to say I don't criticize anyone who calls it a pattern, but one of my friends who was in the Air Force always calls it a pattern, and I criticize the hell out of him for it. So if you're not him, then I wouldn't criticize you for calling the M60 a pattern because it's a very common thing that people think is that the M60 is a pattern. I mean, wouldn't you trade yours for a Puma, though? They're a nifty little thing. Look at that Leopard go. Look at that R3 go. wait. Look at who the R3 is. One of these is an imposter. Danny, there's two of you. No, but I think that on my team or in my squad, I've got the lesser Danny. This one's only in a Fiat. Wait, the Tiger. Oh yeah, the 103. The S-Tank's very interesting too. Not simply on the way its suspension works, because that's the obvious thing that most people get interested about. The fact that it uses the dual engine system, that's got a turbine engine and then also the diesel motor, is pretty neat about it. I like the S-Tank in theory. The problem with it is it's not a good MBT by the fact that it doesn't have a turret. I mean, imagine taking an S-Tank into a city and expecting to get any kind of results out of it. You couldn't. You could not... Carnarvon, you could not expect to get any results out of an S-Tank. What am I doing? Out of an S-Tank in a city. Yep. Save me, R3. Use your Gatling gun from hell. What a hero. What a hero. Let's get the gun around. And there it is. That R3's my hero. Go away, M60. Or M48, I can tell by your muzzle brake. Look at that Tiger. Panther 2. For the speed.
Attention to the map!
That was an interesting sound. And there's a plane. And we're losing B. Probably to the M48, the Chinesium M48. Which is now dead. Alright, well, let's go ahead and try to get B back. Huh. Huh. R3 twins! Yeah, it's like its armor works. Tank right. Probably from the hill. Oh, there you are. I spotted you way too late. Oh no, there's multiples. Full reverse. Less reverse. That was rude. Darn Canervans. Yeah, unfortunately it's something that basically requires that Panther. That it's facing vehicles head on. I absolutely commend the Swedes and their use of jerry cans as applique armor and also to help stop chemical rounds. But, you know, compared to a lot of its contemporaries, it wasn't that well armored and relied on the front slope. And we're gonna follow the, oh no, Danny Lord is staying in spawn, so we will not follow the better Danny. We'll have to make our own path. Lesser Danny can fend for himself. See? See? I told you. M36. Dunskies. Hold up, I'm gonna shoot this guy on the hill. Or not. Because it just died, I think. Where are you, tanks? There's a bulldog. That. Ah! Right there. And nowhere else. We're just gonna soak rounds for a minute. I am not a fan of this map at all. Don't do it! Don't do it! Probably Centurion. I'm 90% sure that's a Centurion. No, it was that same Canervan! Extra rude.
Attention to the map. We're controlling most of the zones.
Okay, hold up, wait a minute. I'll give it a shot because I'm in spawn and I'm in a Kugel Blitz, so I'm probably not going to be useful to the team anyways. Welcome back, Snippy. Alright, hold up. I'll just park here for safety. So, wenn fliegen hinter fliegen. Wait a minute, that's just the words all over again. Is it supposed to be a tongue twister? Is the whole point that I need to read it fast? Or are these all words pronounced differently? Let me know if that's supposed to be a tongue twister. I need to read it fast for it to be worthwhile. I will try to help. I will no longer try to help. Yay, Danny Lord's moving out. Go, Danny Lord. Rush, rush, rush. So... So, three things. A, we just established that our Danny and Danny Lord are a hive mind, apparently. Second thing, at some point I need to tell all of you about an article I was reading last night about foods out of the medieval ages for this next statement to make sense. But third of all, Obsidia, given that Danny Lord is a lord and our Danny is just a run-of-the-mill Danny, I like to imagine that possibly he's the one who puts those frogs into pies for Danny Lord's amusement. um, so, so that so that this makes sense to any of you, I was reading an article last night about. Oh golly, I should have been paying attention. I was reading I was reading a article last night about. Here, I'm just gonna go back to Hanger so I can explain this article and not focusing on this. Um, so it was an article about a. It was just weird foods in general. But it was really basically focused on the 50s and the medieval ages. And so, in summation, the 50s basically was everything was gelatin. I mean, if you were in the situation of, oh man, I have this log of bologna, shredded lettuce, and mayo. What am I gonna do? Apparently, make it into a loaf or a gelatin was 90% times the answer, which is ridiculous. The other thing was apparently a frozen treat, and I'm using treat in the loosest of terms, was a frozen popsicle made out of ketchup, beans, and sausage. And when I read that, I was just, ugh. I cannot imagine eating a popsicle made out of ketchup, beans, and sausage. The medieval thing was, I it really makes me just feel that like people in the medieval ages were the original shit posters, because it was like 90% of the food things they had were for the entertainment of the guests to amuse whoever their dining party was. And so they had frog pie that the chef would put live frogs into the pie just so when you cut it, they'd all jump out to the amusement of the guests. And then they had the same thing with blackbird pie where there'd be live birds in it. And then they had something where they'd cut a pig in half, like a small pig, cut it in half, and then cut a turkey in half, and then sew the ends together. So, like, the front was a turkey and the back was a pig, or the front was a pig and the back was the turkey. And then, if you've ever heard of turducken, which I'd be amazed if anyone in here hasn't heard of turducken, they had that, but it was like 10 frickin' birds that were inside there. Like, it was a laundry list of birds that they were putting inside, a turkey. And I think there was actually one thing on the outside of the turkey. So it was absolutely astounding. Those are neither things that I'd be too excited to partake in. Um, God, especially everything being gelatin. There was another one from the 50s that it was called. It was something ham. Um, Surprise ham. It was surprise ham. Thank you. It was surprise ham, and the whole thing around this dish was that somewhere in this conglomeration of gelatin, there was ham somewhere in it. And like the exciting part was you didn't know if you'd get the ham. Maybe you'd be one of the guests that just gets a sorry dish of gelatin, mayonnaise, and miscellaneous shredded vegetable. Or you could be the real MVP of the party and be the person that bites unknowingly into the ham, and then you get to look at the rest of the party like, hmm, in all your smug glory that you were the one that got the ham. Which I don't think ham and gelatin mixes, but apparently in the 50s it did, and they were super excited about gelatin and making loaves. And I think meatloaf is really the only holdover from that, which I'm glad, because a lot of the other loaves were just terrifying. There's like super salad loaf and a bunch of other things that were just traumatizing to read about. Alright, wait a minute. I got my... Nouns always start with the capital letter. I just want to go ahead and assume that yes, it's supposed to be a tongue twister, and that exonerates me from my inability to probably pronounce any of it correctly. That is what I'm going with. It is as equally likely that that was European Canadian that I killed earlier, but you know, that's the story and I'm sticking to it. That is the world we're gonna live in here. I didn't intend for that story to be so stomach wrenching as to upset anyone's stomach in regards to dinner. Um, but it just astounded me. Um, there are other ones like well, there were other ones that were by all means like why would anyone eat this? I will not bring those ones up because of it. Uh, at the very least, I brought up the more humorous ones, especially with the concept. I remember for one of them where it was talking about the loafy gelatin, where it was like, oh man, and then it's also the entertainment for the night. Like, not only do you get to eat this wiggly loaf of ham or whatever it was, it wiggles. Like, what else could you ask for in your dinner party? I mean, your guests, you're going to be the talk of the town at this point. That, like, oh man. What a different time to live in. What an absolutely different time. Wait, it was? Wait, that actually was European Canadian? That's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. I like European Canadian. I do. But I will 100% take my one opportunity of nicking him out of a match. Hmm. Let's go to the town. Huh? That would hurt a little bit if Canadian European was like, man, this Graf Yukiko, what a scrub. Way to luck sack that kill. No, I was in the Panther too. That's not pay to win. Or on the other side of it is like, you just got lucky, Graf. I didn't have my Wheaties this morning. If I if I had a better breakfast, whoo doggy, that wouldn't have happened. Like General Luna over here. Look at him go. General Luna 69 at that. Rough. uh, yeah, you definitely could say it was the Dark Age for something. I like to think about it because like if it would be one thing if it was like, hey, you know, this was just an intricate meal. Oh, there was another one. There was another one. And the best part about this, so there was another dish and it was a chicken that was riding a pig, and then the chicken would be dressed up in that like Night House's heraldry. But the best part about it was that it's just a side dish. That's not a main dish. That's just a side dish for show. Um, which I absolutely love about that. But that's my favorite part, is that is that it's all just for amusement. None of it is like, wow, because this tastes so much better than that. And I can only now imagine, like, the lords or king or whatever, you know, they get this pie served to them, and then they cut it, and all these birds fly out and probably make a mess in the process. And the king is just, oh, Pasha, what a foolish chef we have. Why, this has been a very enjoyable dinner party because of these birds emerging from my pie. And very noble laughter ensues. God, what wacky people. Hey, Volkroma. Glad to see you back. Please don't kill me. That would be very rude to try to stream hunt me. Oh, that's a tank. That's a dead tank. Ooh. Alright, I see you bringing out the 10-5. Way to flex. I think no, that was an enemy that died to our right. I'll just take out this snowman. Oh, you know what? That's also another song that's always permanently in my head. Mr. Sandman. That is that is always in the back of my mind for some reason. If I ever randomly start humming or whistling, really, bruh? Really, bruh? Not in my house. If I ever start randomly humming or whistling, it's got a very high chance of being Mr. Sandman, Praise the Lord, Pass the Ammunition, or Panzerlied. It's got a very high chance of being one of those. So if there's ever a question on a test, or maybe a gambling bet, like maybe it's like Kakagori and that's just one of the weird gambles that someone comes up with, hey, what songs is Graph Yukiko most likely humming? There's your bet right there. Kakagori is such a weird anime. Like the bets they come up with in it are just wild. That is absolutely not including the hentai. The hentai bets go way out into left field. You guys... Oh, wait. To the left? Is he in the village? Well, maybe that tiger will take care... Ah! I see him. He just shot me. Right up there. Stop it! Stop putting dents in my armor. Can you see it all above me? Alright. Captured! Hold up. When I'm not in imminent danger, I need to read chat. I'll get back to it. Oh, did you? Okay. Nice! Nice! Alright. That is a song I really like. Ah! And that's actually a song that is only stuck in my head because of BioShock 2, which is another game I really like, BioShock. Not 3. I wasn't as much of a fan of 3, but BioShock 2, money. And that's a tank. And that's a now dead tank. Nice kill, Danny. Is there... No, I don't think there's anyone else up on that hill. Don't. No, 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 no. Full reverse. No. I know this isn't going to translate well via text, but are those words pronounced similarly as well? So, am I right that it'd be Spielzug, Fazug, Schlagzug? Yeah, I'm assuming these are wrong. I'm just gonna put my money down that those are probably all wrong. I'm not going that way, because that looks bad. Oh, yay, okay. $27 dues. What are you spending $27 on? Look at that Danny out in the wild, bushwhacking its way up a hill. You saying "aw shucks" to die and just any time something like that is said, I'll always have to think that caramba. Oh, you guys! Why you doing that? Look at that little brick house. Alright. Oh, they got sea back. Let's go over there. Adventure away! Nice drift, nice little drift. Go, go, go. Pronounce the Z a little bit harder. Wait, I thought did I not say 57? Did I not say $57? Oh man, really? I'm just gonna go into the corner of a map now. Really? That's pretty bad. That is my... Oof. Okay. Well, you know, at least I just need to pronounce the Z's harder in those German words. It threw me off my number comprehension. Someone's machine gunning me. Hopefully a plane. Because it's a little distracting. Hello, tank that I didn't see at first. How are you? See you later, twerking Salmon. Okie dokie. Ziz Zed. Zug. Since that's what they call platoons, I think. I think that's actually kitties. Look at all these kitties. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at all these tiger and panthers. Yeah. Oh, tank 12 o'clock. I hope you can get that. There you go. I always like that the 42, the Duster, just lights up like it's no one's business. What's, makes me think that the song from Smokey and the Bandit should be playing. Oh, yeah. Hurry up, Tiger. As for how much range affects accuracy and damage, it does. You can look at the turning. I don't. Oh! Good kill. Oh, it was twerking Salmon again. It does. I mean, you can see in the ammo charts, it'll tell you what the range differentials are for each round and how much it depreciates in penetration. I am going to put a caveat in that, and I'm going to be very specific with my words here. I like War Thunder a lot. War Thunder is a wild game, specifically because they do a decent amount of shadow buffs and nerfs. So, you know, you could wake up one day and go into your hangar or whatever, and suddenly your tank has like 500 more horsepower, or its armor's made of wood, or it's got 3 cannons. Because they do, don't bomb me, they do make changes to stat lines, and I definitely get the impression some of those changes aren't necessarily historical based, but possibly balanced based. Another thing they do is just make some vehicles too expensive to play, rather than balance them. Like the Rodcom Boggin, which I love, but you lose so much money every time it dies. Will Google Translator get it right? Like, I always am tempted not to trust Google Translator, because it has definitely led me astray before. This is bad. Google Translator does a very bad job at Japanese. And I just assume that it probably doesn't do any better at German. But if you're willing to say that yes, if I go on Google Translator and it'll not lead me astray, then I will do that to learn how to pronounce those words for you. I just wouldn't want to learn it incorrectly because Google Translator is a mess. You already got it. Nice. We're not gonna bother with A. We're gonna go rejoin our flock. Full speed ahead. Where? There's a plane. Strafington Collins. Ah! The T-34 is coming down the slope and headed towards B. 262 time. Hot diggity. Oh, good. Yeah, if it pronounces it right, I'll go check it out. T-34-100, I don't think is necessarily worth it. Because the T-44-100 just does the same job but better. The same thing with the either one in the 122. That's a long reload, and yes, it's a good gun, but I don't know. I like my T-44-100 and T-34-85. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And here comes the shot. Oh, save me from this plane now. Shoot this plane down. Ah! War's a dirty business. Friendly fire happens. We determined that last stream. It's unavoidable. You know what's actually... Oh, good, he's on fire. Oh, thank you, Danny. Thank you. The real MVP. Well, there's not one chasing me. I'm going towards C. Now he's chasing me. He's got my rudder. Ah, now I'm flying sideways. Save me, Danny! I don't think I deserve this at all. I think I'm the victim, if anything, in this case. You know, the fact that I've now lost the opportunity to be a useful and active member of the team because I'm missing my rudder assembly. Because my SPAA comrades failed to defend me. Oh yeah, that's lining up pretty good. Yep. Yep. I don't think I'll be able to hit anything like this. I might try, but... I looked away to read. Yeah, that was beautiful. I think I got the rest of my tail assembly. Colloquialisms, yeah. Alright, wait, I can try to pronounce this before I spawn. Streichholzschacht-Telchen? Streichholzschacht-Telchen. I think that's right. Does the Panther 2 have night vision? No, it's awful. It has not. It does not have thermal. It has IR. No, I'm not. The IR system looks terrible. It's the tank. I definitely did not model it on my tank because it looks terrible and it looks like headgear. And we are slowly losing this game. You can't thank me for that. You know, I didn't bomb you at all, so... Ow. You know, if you had any evidence to the contrary, then maybe. But I don't think there's any evidence at all that I bombed you. Where? What? Oh, that's where you're shooting. Danny is on fire. It's all that constructive criticism about Lord Danny being better. Now Danny needs to prove that Danny is just as capable as Lord Danny. That's what constructive criticism gets you. No, you don't see heat. That's not how... Stop it! I'm trying to type about how IR works. It's not night vision. Well, actually... Well, actually... Try Google Translate for... You know, unless if all 20 people in chat said that yes, they saw that alleged friendly fire incident, then maybe we can look to start a hearing about it. But I just don't think the evidence is there. In fact, I would go so far as to say, by making that claim, why would you say something so brave but so controversial? Not everyone is ready. I used to play World of Tanks a lot. And I like it for different reasons. Because I think so, if I was going to play arcade for War Thunder instead of realistic, if I was to play to arcade, I'd actually rather play World of Tanks. Because World of Tanks is definitely an arcadey game. And I think it does that well. It embraces that and does it well. I prefer a game that's based around shooting modules and killing crewmen. So that's mostly why I prefer War Thunder. But I have like tier 8 and tier 9 vehicles in World of Tanks. Now, I haven't played it in a bit. I don't think they're past tier 10. If they are, then maybe that sounds a little less impressive. But if they are still at tier 10, then I have things close to tier 10. Specifically the IS-3. Malza. They're up to tier 20. They're tanks of the future. It's... They're up to tier 40k. Now there's Lehman Russes and Land Raiders. And metal boxes. Hi, Johnny. How are you doing? I have a lot of words that I probably can't pronounce. I have English words that I can't pronounce, so I don't think there's any reason to limit it to just German words I can't pronounce correctly. There is and something I had a really bad habit of saying, because once I say it, you're going to realize everything that's wrong with that sentence. So whenever I'd read a book and I'd pick up words from it, and then and then I'd say them, and someone would be like, hey, that's not how you pronounce that word, I'd always immediately be like, oh, well, I've only ever, seen it pronounced, which obviously is not how reading works, but that's what I went with at the time. It was not my best moments. Doo-doo-doo. Tanks. But I like World of Tanks. It's not a bad game, and sometimes I always consider going back to it. But then I'd have to re-download it onto this computer, and then it just never happens. One thing, I'd actually have to play World of Tanks again to see if this is still true. I think the deflection sounds for when a shell bounces, World of Tanks did it much better for a very long time. I think War Thunder has come a very long way in their combat sounds, but for a while, World of Tanks was pretty money with it. This may sound terrible, but I really enjoyed that you can always team kill in World of Tanks, and I'm going to preface this, because I don't like team killing random people. People like Obsidian or Danny are exceptions to that. But, so, a while back, I was playing World of Tanks with my friend, and we were on opposite sides of the map. Say, like, if you were looking at the mini-map, I was at Delta 2 and he was at Delta 6. And so I was in my IS-3 and he was in his SU-100. And they were getting really roughed up on that side. So he was starting to reverse to get into a better position. And I turn my turret over to him and then I say to him, "No retreat, comrade!" And I one-shot him from across the map. And then I got banned for 48 hours. And that was worth it. This is a dumb position. I think that was the only time I ever got banned in World of Tanks, though. I don't think I ever got in trouble besides that. He used to get in trouble all the time, especially chat bans, because he'd get real uppity with people in chat. And then World of Tanks was very, or I guess War Gaming, since that's the people who make it, War Gaming was very quick. Ooh, an AVRE. Oh, man. They were very quick to ban you for stuff like that. Soak those shells, Tiger. Son of a... Is that another AVRE? Something's nuking me. No, that's a Magok now. I do have a Discord. I do. I'm glad you appreciate the need to, kill... Ooh, plane. Kill my friends. As we will do now, that I have the opportunity. So, I actually don't know if War Thunder will ban you for team killing. I imagine they will, and so I'm nervous when it comes to shooting them. They won't? Really? This is Graph Yukiko to ground. We have eyes on a King Tiger 3.5 kilometers away, preparing to engage target. Yeah, I knew you had to do a lot before Gaijin gets mad at you, but I don't want my account banned. That would make me sad. Flying 100. Flying 100. I didn't shoot you! I actually didn't shoot you. I was shooting at an AVRE. Yeah. That's what you get for blaming me. The innocent one. Where is that AVRE? I was shooting him right in the shovel. Right in his weak spot. I am not getting good pens on him. I don't know why. The AVRE is super hard to get through with the 262 for whatever reason.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Can you disable team damage? I didn't realize that was even... Ooh, wait a minute. There's a couple tanks. Hold up. Hold up. Blap, 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 blap. Huzzah. That's one AVRE Gonskis. Massive teabag throwing. I'm sure there's a bunch of them. I gotta make my loops. Loop-a-loops. That was a terrible reference. Blap, 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 blap. What does that even say, if Danny liked it? Hey, we'll see what chat thinks. Have any of you heard Gimme the Loot by, what is that? That's Biggie, isn't it? Yeah. Gimme the Loot. Because if so, Obsidia, after I said that, was just going, "Give me the loops, give me the loops." We'll let them decide whether that, please pull up. I broke a flap. 4 rounds left. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Wait, what? Spitfire? What do you want me to do about it? I can crash it. Alright. If there's anything that's known about me, it's my accuracy with this. Well, he turned. I can't. I tried. I'm gonna go back to shooting ground targets. And out of ammo. But a kill assist. You're welcome! I need to go reload. And someone's shooting me. And that's another kill assist. RTB. RTB. Please stop chasing me. You see that plane? Oh, there's two planes. You got a jet as well, it looks like. Yep. Every man for himself. Look, it's Fly. Father Gonell Fly, but a fly nonetheless. I really like the number of people that put like Fly or Fly Daily gamer tags. No, I mean gamer tags, not the squadron thing. When actually people will put like Fly or whatever in their name. Because he's, at this point, just uses random numbers on his actual account. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Also, another interesting thing about War Thunder, I love that even for jets and airplanes that have fuel injection, they'll still allow fuel starvation to happen when the plane's upside down. Fun fact, more history. We're getting into more history here while I land. Most planes, especially later into World War II, had mechanical fuel injection. And so therefore would not actually get fuel starvation from being upside down. I have no idea why Gaijin keeps that in there, that you get fuel starvation. Because it wouldn't happen on a lot of the planes that they have it happen to in this game. Drift, drift, drift. A little more drift. Okay, well. More drifting. Nice. That was nice. Like a dainty butterfly. And we actually probably have enough time to make it back before this match ends. I still need to find a better way for reading comments other than this secondary computer. Gears are extra weight. Landing gear is very unnecessary. Probably my favorite thing is the fact how well the 262 will land on its engines. So you basically don't need the landing gear. And then at the same time, the G91 will land very well on its air brake. So if you have the air brake extended, you can land the G91 without any landing gear. And it lands very nicely, and the chute will still deploy. I don't like this music. It's not as dubsteppy as the other music that plays when you take jets out. It needs to have a bit more This is pretty low key. I know I need a second monitor. It's twofold. I don't have money for a second monitor, and then I have an auxiliary speaker system, which I have turned off right now because I don't want it accidentally playing through my mic at all. But I have the auxiliary speaker system that takes up some of that room on my desk. So I need to, A, remove the speakers, but even before I remove the speakers or relocate them, I'd need actually the money for that monitor. So maybe one day. Hopefully one day. So here, it'll happen on the 262. Watch. I'll hold her upside down for a little bit till let's turn those flaps up so it stops diving. See, it's getting fuel starvation, which on the 262 shouldn't happen. And on any of the planes that have mechanical fuel injection, it shouldn't happen. And I'm almost at least 80% sure it'll even happen to the G91, which makes even less sense because it's a jet engine. So I don't know why Gaijin insists that fuel starvation will still happen to these vehicles. Stop that. Tapey, I hate to say how much I actually like that idea, only because you referred to it as a Pip-Boy. That is possibly the nerdiest thing I've ever heard, as putting a phone on your arm, but pretending that it's a Pip-Boy, that is spot on. I like that a lot. I mean, it's an option. Honestly, the second monitor is really the best thing. I just need to get the money for one. Maybe one day. Ooh, let's see if we can stop their cap. And here we gunfire. Here we are lining up on the shots. And just hits. I wish that plane wasn't engaging me. It'd make this a little easier. You know, a scuffed Pip-Boy versus just any Pip-Boy, I mean, that's just splitting hairs now, in my opinion. I do know they had the Pip-Boy, like, for Fallout 4, when Fallout 4 came out, and you pre-ordered it, or did whatever, you could get a Pip-Boy. And I don't remember what ended up happening with that. Actually, I know someone who has one, I just don't remember if it, you know, what it can and can't do, or this and that. Is that you or the enemy plane? Oh, that's you chasing the enemy plane. I don't know if that's probably dead. I might stop trying to engage that. I'm just wasting my own ammo. Where are the tanks?
The enemy is getting closer to victory.
Good thing we have all planes in the air. That'll stop them. We are the only... Are we the only ones left? No, we're not. So we should have ground units somewhere, I would hope. Do you see tanks? Ah! Okay. Hold up. Nope, nope, nope. Wait. We're good. We're good. Easy does it.
We've suffered a defeat.
Yay.
Everyone back to base.
So, that's another thing. I'm actually surprised that my 1070 only has the single HDMI port on the back of it. Now, for a monitor that I'd basically be using just to read chat, I wouldn't mind putting it into a VGA port, or at that same point, just putting it into the HDMI port on the back of my motherboard. So that one, like, isn't terrible, because I wouldn't need it to really run anything important. It would just need to be able to exist and show messages. Yeah, 360 or 3060, because those are different. A 3060, I've heard pretty good things about them. The 20 series from NVIDIA, they actually don't perform that much better than the 10 series, except that they're way more power efficient. They use their power a lot better. But the Pascal architecture in the 10 series was pretty darn good. Diddly Done 4, thank you. But the 20 series, if I remember correctly, didn't actually add that much. But the 30 series was definitely a good jump. They're like, so much has changed since I first built my computer. I love NVIDIA. I am 100% putting NVIDIA cards in things, and I really like Intel, despite that I fully acknowledge that AMD chipsets are so much better than what Intel's putting out, especially if you consider that up until the what is the new cards, or not new cards, sorry, new CPUs from Artilia. What lake are they? I can't think of what they're called. Anyways, the new ones, like the 10.6, no, yeah, China Lake, very good, thank you. Whatever they are, and it's eluding me at the moment. Like, they're the first ones that everything below the i9 actually can multi-thread. So, like, I have a 9th generation, I don't have a 10th generation, but because I have an i7, it can't tank 12 o'clock. Flap. It can't multi-thread, which depending on what you're doing, tank left, 2 tanks left, 2 tanks left. That, missed it. Good kill. Second one, right behind him. It's another M18. So multi-threading, depending on what you're doing, maybe a big... Come on, baby, turn it. Hit, no damage. Get out of here. Where are you? Are you... Oh, you got it. I didn't even realize you killed it. I didn't get a kill assist off of it. Alright, long story short, multi-threading is dependently useful if you're going to be having a lot of stuff open at once. But AMD has definitely gone a lot farther with their chipsets, and especially considering that up until 10th generation, unless you had an i9, you couldn't multi-thread, was an issue. They also run super hot in comparison. Like the i9 99K and the... Did he shoot me through the house? And the backup Panther... Panther, reverse. No, no! Where is he? Well, I'll have to... one second, I'm engaging an M4 right now. We're hunting down European Canadian. Sorry, I'll get back to chat in a second. The stakes have never been higher now that I know that European Canadian's in the game again. Oh, really? Not about getting shot by the Sherman. That he's an M56. What a lowly vehicle. Oh. Alright. Yeah, getting killed by someone out of your render distance is rough. Go, Zeus. Zizu. Did you? Hold up. I'm calling artillery. I'm calling artillery. Maybe that'll do it. You should have... Wait. Why didn't you kill him? He got the draw on us, Tex. There ain't nothing we could do. Come on, artillery. Kill the Canadian. I'm excited that we have now seen him in 2 games. Also, to answer your question, Combat KR, I'm not going to answer that question. I think you know the answer, but we'll take it from there. And I see something ahead of me. What the hell are you doing? Alright, hold up. Wait a gosh darn second. I've spent too much time trying to hunt down Canadian. I need to actually focus on fighting other things. That was actually, so that is one of the issues I did have with World of Tanks, is the way that they do the whole stealth thing, by the fact that if something is in its stealth environment or zone, or however you want to phrase it, that it doesn't render. So like say, let's see if we can see Danny around this corner. Yeah, so like we can see Danny's Panther 2 right there, partially because of its firework. In World of Tanks, if he wasn't moving and he had his stealthometer at max, he wouldn't be rendering right now. There'd be nothing there. Now, when he fired or did something that raised his stealth attribute above his stealth pool, or however it works, then we'd be able to see him. European Canadian's being vicious. He's a plane now? I can do something about that. Hold up. Where are you at, Canadian? No. Oh, wait a minute. Danny just died. Where's the M4? Oh, is he chilling around the corner? Okay, hold up. Oh. That's right. Try me. Try me, M4. Alright. Let's hook. Where's that Canadian at? Did he? Hold up. Luckily for him, I'm blind and terrible at being an SPAA. Where are you? That does very little for me. Oh, hey, it's the fly guys in this game as well again. Alright, hold up. We need to... Oh! I got it! Got it! Got it! Oh, I meant I see him. Alright, let's not split hairs. I lost him. I I had it all and I blew it. Oh, I see him now. Thank you for turning your smoke on, European Canadian. I needed that. Truly, it was necessary for me to have any chance of achieving this. I I commend his fair play. And my lack of accuracy. Oh, wait, is that him? Wait a minute, because that didn't look bright red. You know what? Whatever. Oh, man, that got real... No, that was the Sherman I killed that bombed you. And he died to do it, so, you know. No, it's not. The one that pops smoke is right there. I'm looking at it. He's still aloft. Don't overwrite me! I'm looking at him! You deserve to die. Ah, missiles. Stop it. I'm trying to kill this plane. Find another SPA to harass. Oh, yeah, look at that accuracy. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the excuse that I'm using the tactical air defense doctrine, which isn't as much about shooting down the plane, it's just scaring it away. Oh, man. That M18 has no respect. Alright, well, maybe I'll get you next time, Canadian. At the very least, it's 1-0. Alright. Yeah, swings and misses all the time. I am very bad when it comes to shooting down planes. Radar guiding doesn't even help me. That's why I need stuff that shoots a lot of ammo. A lot of ammo and very fast. It's my only chance. I could show you what's under that eye patch, or you could just look at the photo I posted for this stream. But I would prefer the assumption that there's an identical twin under there is not spread around. That is far from a conducive rumor that I would like to exist. Danny, are you still in the game? Oh, yeah, I bailed out. I wasn't going to use backups of Kugel Blitzes. Hi. See, Leopard gets it. Leopard gets it. It's basically like the gun salesman out of Borderlands with the, you don't need to be accurate, you just need to shoot more bullets. That is 100% my doctrine when it comes to taking planes out. That or I need HE, the timed HE fuse shells. It's one or the other. Otherwise it doesn't happen. Stretch. Huh? I am dying. Well, we lost at the same time, so it doesn't matter. Which at least gives us the opportunity to maybe be in the same game as European Canadian again. I'm actually going to check the board this time. If there's any opportunity, I gotta take it. Carpathians is an okay map. Okay. 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 Hmm. Is it? No, but hold up. No, that's Canadian Norseman. How misleading. No, he's not in this game. Darnacles. No, I think he's saying he went to his stream and clarified that that's him. Let me ask you this. And if you don't know, I'm just gonna believe that it's true. That he turned his smoke on for me. I'm gonna believe that it was for me then. Yeah, well... are you sure? Are you sure he's not on Carpathia or whatever? I'm I'm sorry that I disappointed you that it's not an identical twin under that eye patch. I I'm sorry I couldn't live up to those expectations. Meatball. I like that. Ooh, you know what? I wish I had another eye patch under the eye patch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just... Oh. You want to see what's under this eye patch? Hmm. You know, a mask, under one more mask is really just a safety thing, if anything. It's basically the identity equivalent of double wrapping with condoms. Laugh. Cannon barrel, I win. Oh yeah, I don't have artillery with this. My gun ski. Oh! T-114 up on the hill, where I usually hide. See? You see him?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Bad guys. Go, little 4-5. I'm glad you liked that photo. Yeah. T-114s, they're rough. They're rough stuff. Oh, it's Meatball again. Faster, Meatball, faster.
Most of the zones are under control.
Driving 100, Meatball. Alright. Is it 2 Twee-29s on cap? Would you say there's countless quadrillion tanks on the point? Countless quadrillions. Oh, there's an M50 up there. Those, I hate M56s. Alright, full reverse. We're just gonna nope away from that. I'll help you, Meatball. Where is it? Is it actually there? I don't see anything. So here's the plan. We're gonna let these guys go in my steed and die, and while they're busy getting killed by the M56, we'll not be the ones killed by the M56. Which is right up there. Look at him. Look at that smug little bastard. That did not work how I wanted it to. And he's killing the Panther F now. Flop! Ha 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 ha. No. See, if anything, this proves I'm a tactical genius. Yeah, the 4-5, dead. Panther F, dead. And I killed him. I misclicked. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just, yeah. You better back up. You better full reverse.
Attention to the map.
It's basically the equivalent of I sent wave after wave of my own men into him until that T-114 ran out of ammo. Ah, don't do it. Don't do it, M56. Oh, you're a real bastard. He broke my gun. He broke everything, actually. Oh, no, my gunner's gone. No, 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 no. We're just gonna not do that either. This is real bad.
Attention to the map.
It's still in that corner. It hasn't moved.
Attention to the designated
Yeek Panther. I don't know about a 56. Oh, the ASU. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, it's on the cap? Okay. I'm trying to get these fools. I need more teammates to sacrifice before I can get them, though. Good, Meatball's back. Was that you? Come on, Meatball. Die for your country.
Attention to the map.
Die for your country, Meatball. I need you to be a pleek armor. I hate the M56. So, we're going to go ahead and go into a historical rant about the M56 and why it's terrible. Because I hate it. And it's awful. So, I don't like the fact that Gaijin allows it to fire on the move. Because it literally can't. It cannot fire on the move. If you actually look at its operating manual, it's very specific that you need to have the parking brake applied before you can fire the gun. And the reason for that is the transmission, the drivetrain, is actually only rated for basically what the engine outputs. The engine actually outputs more than what the transmission takes, but after parasitic loss, it ends up being even. So if you were to fire it on the move, you'd destroy your drivetrain immediately. The other part is if you look at where the everyone sits, you're basically taking a huge chance of ruining one of your crewmen once that gun recoils. Because if you'll notice, it doesn't have a real recoil guard to it. Anyways, I despise it. It's an obnoxious little thing. And I think it's still up there. I've got no evidence for that, but I think it's still up there. We'll see if it kills Danny. If it kills Danny, then we know it's still up there. Ooh. Flap. I'm going. I'm trying. I'm not fast. Oh, it's a T-92? No, he is there! Oh, wait, or is that dead? Hold up. Eh. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Well. There's a tank coming for you. And I can't turn in time. Or maybe I can. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Whoosh. It's on the other side of the rocks. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Gunner loader. Huzzah! Come here, you. Come here! Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's also bad. It's all bad. M56 is at the castle. Roof. It's also an SU-100P. Yeah, so I guess you could say it can fire on the move once. It gets one fire on the move and then it's Dunskies. 'Cause it wasn't designed like that. It was designed to be something that was airdropped and to provide mobile infantry support on their anti-tank role, essentially. And like in terms of the gun and everything, it's good. Like it will definitely hurt things, but it can't fire on the move more than once. Well, I'll go ahead and start putting that modifier to the sentence. It will not fire on the move more than once. Also, if I remember correctly, I think it's the loader. Like, because the driver is front left, the gunner is front right, um, and then the loader sits behind the gunner. And when you actually plan on utilizing the M56, there's a tray panel that unfolds so the loader has somewhere to stand so he can actually load the gun. So not only is he going to have a real raunchy time, that's a problem. Left turn. Don't do it as you want. That is up. That did very little. Rough. All right, well, I'm out. I'm not taking in a backup Kugel Blitz. Rough. And Tiger. Hum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the loader loses some portion of his body if that gun were to recoil while on the move. Well, maybe not die. He might survive it. He wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy. Yeah, it's rough. It's extra rough. Go 27% packet loss. Moderate down tier. I gotta check each time. No European Canadians, but we do have both Jojo, Dr. Friedrich, and multiple C's China. Alright, let's roll out. I have so many orders because I never use them. I don't think I've ever used a single order in this game. Darn trees. We're going to break this into two parts because that second question is going to be a very long answer. Do wolves bark? Yes and no. The sound they make is very always akin to a howl, but they do definitely make sounds that most people refer to as barking. My huskies do it all the time. It's annoying. They get loud. Thoughts on girls in Panzer? There's a lot of them. Mostly that Senshuru is the most convoluted rule set in existence. It is never clear what the actual rules of the game are, for starters. The second part of that is I don't think they're actually all that concerned about any of the safety of the girls, because, you know, when you're allowing Karl Gloucester, or whichever one the mortar is, to just be like tossing Panthers all over the place, they're dead. You are 100% dead in that tank. Like, even right there, me crashing the Tiger, because I'm a bad driver, there's a big chance you'd actually, you know, really knock about some crewmen in that. So if a tank rolls, you're in a bad time. You're having a very bad time, especially early war things. I really like the series nonetheless, but I just find that it's very, like, there's no clear set of rules or how the game is supposed to work. Because, like, open tops aren't allowed. But then open tops are allowed if you know, don't have visible crew. And then you have CV-33s where you have a bunch of fake Italian girls flipping them over constantly because their flags aren't deploying, despite that they're just getting tossed around like a salad. Take that, T-114. Oh, man. You want to get that AVRE? There's a bunch of tanks over there. It's a veritable city. Yeah. Yeah, so, and then, like, the other entertaining one is the whole fiscal situation that exists. Like, so Ori is getting closed because they're poor. And they're like, oh man, but tankery, that's the new big thing. If you guys were good at tankery, we wouldn't close you because we want to make a professional circuit. But then you have Anzoi, which is like so poor that they're like have to sell pasta all the time not to go out of business. So why aren't they getting closed? It is Italian bias. They make such a tasty pasta, they couldn't bear to close the school. Ah, wait a minute, let's not drive into the river. The having pasta is a necessary evil to keep that school in existence. Yeah, if Anzoi was able to have the R3 and its autocannon from hell, yeah, it wouldn't be a competition. Just run around breaking barrels left and right. Easy days. Saunders wrecks itself. I have no idea why Saunders insists on using small hat Shermans. The worst of the Shermans. Like, they're supposed to be the richest school, and like in the, and I say this sarcastically a lot, but I actually mean it this time I say it, in the Japanese-only anthology books, because they do exist for Girls in Panzer. Where are you? Oh, you're right there. They do actually exist. So Saunders is like super wealthy. Like all the girls, have their own apartments that are like really nice, and they all have personal pools and stuff. So like Saunders is loaded, but then they use the worst Sherman ever made, and I don't understand why. What? Yeah, and that's another point. They have the Firefly, which, if anything, Gloriana should have the Firefly, but they're too busy wasting their time with the Churchill. You know, the walking man's tank. And the Matilda. Like, oh, man. The first, well, I guess technically the second episode, or whenever the first time they fought Gloriana, man. I don't get why they just didn't outrun them the whole time. Like, the Matilda is super slow, and the Churchill is super slow. And there's a big traffic jam here, and I can't get through. There's a tank at the other end of that, though. Darn you, dead tiger. What? Yeah. Thank you, Obsidia. That's another good point. And then Miho's whole backstory, where it's like, oh man, the Panzer III fell into the river. You know, I don't want the girls to drown. Let me go help them open the hatches. And then like, her mom being like, nah, fam, you crazy. It's either win the match or don't. Those girls drowning, we call that necessary cost. Oh man, I didn't see that T-34 on the hill. You got a T-34 on the hill, and there's another tank near the M16. Ooh. Time for some revenge bombing. Alright, yeah, well... See, that one... It's not an enrollment issue, though, because... I'm going to have to cite this again. In the in the mythology books, they talk about how it's because they don't have enough money to warrant keeping their aircraft carrier school, which I don't even get how an aircraft carrier school was like the primo idea in the first place for saving money and stuff. Like that one. Yeah. So, you know, like, I guess enrollment technically could be possible. I don't necessarily remember that, and I could just be mistaken. But I know they talk about that they don't have enough money to keep the school open, and the school doesn't do enough of the more popular activities like tankering, because apparently tankering is just the big thing, to warrant keeping it open. And this goes back to Anzo, he's just ultra poor. Piloting 100. Again, it's a necessary evil. Stop shooting me, SPAA. God, that... I want to go for that T-34. Well... Alright. Up, T-34 died. Alright, let's not risk that approach. You can explain the speeds being wrong, that's fine. I'm willing to listen to your argument. Even though another convoluted rule is that they say you're not allowed to modify the engines, but because the Porsche Tiger uses electric motors, apparently that's okay, which actually makes 0 sense because the electric motors are run by the Boxer Porsche motors. So they're still using engines. And I'm just doing loops right now so I don't get shot down. I need to actually find something to shoot at. I could rant about Girls in Panzer for so long. I really like the series, but I have a lot to say. Is that alive? No, it's not. Where's that AVRE? Can you run out of ammo soon? You're making it real difficult for me to focus on my shooting tanks. Where you are is a good question, Code Phantom. I don't know. But I do see a tank, I know that much. And I'm gonna blap, blap, blap until maybe I heard it. But probably not, because I'm missing everything. But it's dead now. Plane up. Oh, it's a P-47. Dip. I just dipped below it. Held up. God, that SPA is really making this unnecessarily difficult. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Is that the 47 shooting at me? Save me, Focke-Wulf. Yay. Yeah, the Porsche Tiger is an abomination. For multiple reasons. It's awful. Dude, jeez. What the? Why is that Verbal shooting at me? That hurt. Man, that guy's not running out of ammo. He's just in it to win it down there. You know what? Screw it. Stop it. Ooh, that's an actual tank. I'm gonna go after that. I'm gonna go after that. If they stop shooting at me. With 50s and other things and bombs. In it to win it! Yay! Take that, Quasi-Scholar. And 7 rounds left. Hello, JU. The plane that was called a flaming coffin because it was terrible and its motors or engines would catch fire all the time. Man, imagine being that test pilot. Hey. No. You want to fly something with a 70% failure rate on its engines? I thought so. I have so many messages I need to catch up on, I'm sorry. I was focused on trying not to get shot down. And to find that AVRE. Shoot him right in the tea bags. Hello, 10-5. Where is that AVRE? Oh, plane, plane, plane. Nope, nope, nope. Maneuver. What is that? You're not gonna fool me, friend. Hello. Are you gonna follow me all the way back to base? Ooh, come on, Focke-Wulf. Get him, Focke-Wulf. Man, he is in it for the long haul. I wonder if that's someone I killed. Oh, you know, I wonder if that's the guy who had the T... whatever. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna try to save our JU-80 or 288. We gotta help our buddy. Damn the burning engines. Yeah, I would watch Girls in Panzer. I could recommend it. Oh, Chinese P-51 died. Alright. I'm just gonna come back since there's not that much left. And that is accurate. Do not expect character development. I will say, I like the manga. Is it near Danny now? Yay. Hold up, making my approach. So I like the manga ending more than the anime ending. And the reason why is because in the manga ending, when stuff happens, since I'm not actually going to spoil it, you know what? I'm just going to stop because I don't think there's any way to tell the reason I like that ending more without giving away with how it ends. But it's a better ending in the manga. Where is the aviary? I don't see it. Oh, I see it. No, I see it. He's moving now. He's right. If you keep coming up, you'll come up right behind him. Alright, he's backing up now. Hit. Critical. Alright, RTB.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours. Attention to the map.
God, you're rude. This might be a long haul back to base. I got plenty of time to read now. There's literally one guy left. It's Jojo! Jotaro!
Attention to the map.
Ooh, that's airfield. Oh, my engines are cooking.
Attention to the designated grid square. I agree. Attack the D-point.
Man, now I wish I'd killed Jojo. Oh, a very bizarre adventure. The very unknown German, Japanese, English anthology episode mangas where Dio actually turned out to be a German wolf. And we're just land on this one wheel, that's fine. Turned out I was Hermann Goring the whole time. Nice. Drift. There we go. Let's finish it off. Oh yeah. Nice.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
So, did he? Oh, Jojo. Elaborate on your story game in German. Plain. Wait, are you saying play like a actual plotted game but in German? Man, I would do so bad. I could moderately follow the plot, maybe. I tell you right now, gear is disposable. See, it gets fixed. It's no problem anymore. I'm not good at landing these planes. I break a lot of gear trying to actually set them down. I get a little too aggressive with those drifts. Jojo's in it to win it. Yeah, that is actually that's another nice history fact. The lifespan of the engines on the 262 were measured in minutes. Like, it's not long. They had a lot of parts that would burn out real quick. Yeah, that's good. That looks well handled, War Thunder. Yeah, it's trying. Play War Thunder in German. What's this? Oh, invites. 9999. Get to that later. Bloop. That's good. That's money. That's money right there. 5% off a Panzer. Too late. That's learn you. Yes. Well, hold up. I am definitely not abandoning this one. It's full down tier on an open map, no less. Yes. Left. Why? What? Oh, because you're Italy? Left, left. The R3 isn't slow. Checkmate. Ooh, Porsche Tiger! Porsche Tiger! Man, look. So majestic. Boost! You know, actually, I'm going to tell you right now, because of the boosting that happens in Girls and Panzer, I'm actually not sure if it's crewed by the Auto Club girls from that show or Issei from High School DxD. That is, you heard it here, you heard it here first, folks. The Porsche Tiger was actually some sacred gear, and that's how it could boost. Emperor Porsche Tiger. Yeah. um, I will say that is pretty bad when the stall speed is about the same as the landing gear speed. It's a bad time, and it makes it super hard to land the frickin' plane. Why am I going this way? I guess probably because I was too busy looking at the Porsche Tiger. Boost! God, what a solid show. First, thank you for the compliment. Second, okay. One down. His icky slime. Oh, man. Now, since we are in Fulda, this is basically Euro Tank Simulator 2020. Have you ever wanted to know what it was like to be in a convoy? War Thunder by Gainjin. Ooh, a road. Danny's up there being a speedy boy. Oh yeah, just cap ahead of the rest of the team. That's cool. Yeah. Team play. Team play.
I agree.
Yeah, the Porsche Tiger had a lot of problems in Girls and Panzer. Ooh, that's concerning. We gotta be careful that they don't shoot us from up there. As I plow through every tree in the world. Take that, environment! Sweeter in girls. Or sweater in girls. I'm gonna go with sweeter. Name one school that didn't have problems in Girls and Panzer. Just one. Name one school. You know, hold up. I'm gonna go back to this for a minute. In the point of things that don't make sense in Girls and Panzer, when 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 Anchovy is like, oh man, we've got the P40. I think we can win. Why? Why would you ever think the combination of a single P40 and a bunch of CV-33s was about to be like the money maker for them winning the tournament? And like, I'm more embarrassed that the French school lost to them because they had ARL 44s. Like, I don't know how anyone loses to Anzoy. Well, something's up on this hill. Okay, yes, you killed a T-55 in your P-40. I don't think that exonerates Anzoy for thinking that the P-40 was about to be the game changer and they were about to win the tournament. Especially, oh man, especially when she approaches them after those, like, oh man, I thought we had that one. I mean, we didn't knock out any of your tanks, but I thought we had that one. What is it? Nice. Nice. Alright, well. Back to Eurotank Simulator. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having like some Euro beats playing as I cruise around in the KV-1 Sport. Put the top down. Feel the wind in my mustache. It'd have to be a really thick one like Stalin. Oh yeah. Something just shot at me. I guess from the hill. Packet loss, go! Oh, yeah, I see it. Bearing 175. And... flap! Hit, no damage. Bombs! Alright. Hold up. Pop. Nope, too low. Send it. Man, I am missing everything. Up, bombs. That's what you get for the kill steal. Oh, tank left, tank left. Yeah, left. Yeah, no problem. No, I didn't. I only saw a round come from there. I didn't see... Oh, wait a minute. Is that him? Let's find out. Flop. That went right over him. Oh, that is him. Transmission machine gunner. Do you want to help, or you just... Just got a team carry over here. With my 1 kill and 1 cap. Yeah, the BT, so... anything that has the Christie suspension system can run without its tracks. Because the fun part is, Christie designed race cars. He didn't design tanks. It just happened that his race cars were very armored and has cannons. But if it has a Christie suspension system, it typically has that ability to run without the tracks. You have to... essentially, there's a gear that has to get added to the drive sprocket that then powers the road wheels through a chain drive. So, it's a neat system. There's a reason not a lot of people used it. So, I actually hadn't seen that now, but someone in chat did bring up when they brought the CV-33 on the roller coaster. You know, I know for a fact that when roller coasters were designed, especially ones that were abandoned, they were like, hey team, we need to engineer this roller coaster so that it'll still remain load-bearing for a 10-ton vehicle like 20 years after it's last been serviced. That's the real thing we need here. I also like that collateral damage is apparently just absorbed by somebody. Like when that guy gets his shop destroyed twice, he's like, oh man, good thing I got that special insurance from Geico. I specifically got the plan where they would cover damages in the event of a tank ramming it. I am so concerned I'm gonna get shot in the back. Same speed ahead. Oh, yeah. You know, those rocks, they were unavoidable. You couldn't predict. Hey! Was that you or an enemy? Plop! Ah, I missed it. I shot under him. Where's he going? And why is he just why is Danny just cruising through the field like nothing's happening? Raw, unadulterated confidence. You're gonna wait on Cap, right? Hold up. Adjusting. Flap. Yep. I'll get to chat in a second. I need to make sure that our precious R3 doesn't die. Hold up. On the hill. And why do I keep spazzing that? Jesus. So sensitive, keys. I think somewhere over there. I thought I saw machine gun fire. Yeah, it's coming from over the hill. let, me, let me ask you a serious question. What's a bigger betrayal? Danny capping without you, or Danny getting you killed because he asked you to push him while you got bombed? If you had to if you had to choose one, though. Well, I'll cap this in your steed. Well, yeah, he'd wait for me. I'm lovable. Hello, R3. Oh man, this cap. Oh, it's so good. All the experience and research points that I'm getting that Obsidia isn't. Oh yeah. That cap was, to a T. Let's go get C. Well, Danny's in a plane. At least now we can't cap without you. Silver lining. You know, you got off work and you showed up to the right place to hear events like me chiding my teammates about them missing out on caps. That's what the people want. How many do they even have left? They have their whole team. Where are... Wait a minute. Iron Mace. Iron IX. That's it. Racket. Skidkaviz Zonderkrafter 251D. Zundere craft. The half track that oh man, I'm a guess that I should have been paying attention and not coming up with Zundere half track. I guess I'll carry your troops. I don't want to though. Is it really 351 where you are? Man, that's late. Thank you for staying so late. I like having you in chat. I like having all of you in chat. But someone who's teaching me German, I will especially like in chat. And there's a plane. Look at that slow goose. I'm not even focusing on tanks at this point. Where'd that plane go? I'm gonna try to shoot it down. For the memes! Come on, pilot, regain control. This is a combat situation. Ah! That is so glorious. I love actually getting air kills with this.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Guardrails OP. Maybe you should drive on the road. I gotta... So not on the road is what that sounds like. If guardrails were infringing upon you. Blip, 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 blip. Well, they got a 42 or something that's on B. And I don't see anything going... Yeah, packet loss has been wild this game. Needing to... I was really bad at knowing times and places. I used to remember them well, but then it became unnecessary, so I stopped. And that was bad. Why? It's a T-72 or something. I don't think you're mistaking it for anything in this match. Dodge! Are you shooting at me, Danny?
Let's keep the pressure on.
Ah, too low, too low! I didn't even hit you. And now I got a smoky engine. Smoky by Messerschmitt. There's someone going towards A. Smoky by Messerschmitt. You know, if Messerschmitt came out with a, what am I thinking of? Eyeliner called Smoky, I'd consider it. A cologne? I thought I would have like a dark. Okay, yeah, I guess it could be a cologne too. Smoky. I feel like that is one of the things that like companies would do just to squeeze out pennies. I don't remember if Porsche has a. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, we need to fix this. If Porsche has any like colognes, but I could see is that a way to try to wring out some extra bucks. Senpai, are you really all that surprised? Let's be real here. What's that? What is it? One shot! I didn't do anything. Come on, pull up! I literally just fucking skated my fucking 262 across the ground. I literally skated it on the ground there. I think I broke both my engines though. Bail out! Bail out! It was Wreck-It. Wreck-It shot me down. There was no reason that plane should have survived. Oh god. That is truly an example of my exemplary flying. Am I not allowed to join the game? Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, that 84. Wreck-It's in it to win it. That's right, it was a touch and go. Professional grade. If I had killed that Super Pershing, that would have been just icing on the cake of that. Alright, let's see if we can go Cap B. Or A. Gosh darn it. Caramba. Hey, you want to shoot down that There's a plane to shoot down! No, not you! Danny's strafing me. Oh yeah, I guess it is dead. Oh, it crashed. It crashed into another plane. Hammy was flying. Hammy must have been flying. Oh man, they're capping everything. Go team, go. I have never piloted a plane. in real life. I've been in a lot of them. I mean, there was actually a month. Yeah, there was a month period where I was on like 13 flights. Oh, let me do the math. Yeah, it would have been on. I would have been on 13 flights in a month. So I've been on a lot of planes. I've never flown one. I actually had there's a gunnery sergeant I know who I like to tease because A, he's never been in an Osprey. Like, I was amazed he'd actually never been in an Osprey once. But also, he's afraid to fly. And I flew with him a good several times. And I would always give him the biggest smirks and such when I saw him, like, grabbing his seat for dear life. Especially when we're talking about someone who's, like, been in mortar attacks, has seen plenty of combat, and then, no way. A little rough stuff on flying gets him every time. What we shooting, Puma? What we shooting at? I'm not gonna let you come to your own conclusions. And in hindsight, this is exactly like when I said that word that I said I wasn't gonna say. I kind of actually gave away more than I meant to with that story, but it just came to my head. I know there's a tank over here, and I should probably actually be looking for it. Danny, do you see a tank that's over at A? Recon? Who thinks a squad bay is ready to go as is? Okay, we'll run instead. Democracy in action. Love it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Ah. To confirm, I don't need to pay attention. I can just, quote Clint Eastwood, and tanks come right to me. That M36 could have punched a hole through me like it was nothing. That was basically Germany fitting their army through a Belgian forest. That was all luck sack. Ooh, look at Senpai figuring things out. It is run and gun, but it's War Thunder. If I had a speedy boy like an R3, I could do it more. Can you... Shane? Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I see it, hold up. I see the tippy top of it, maybe. Nope, missed it. If you can spot it, Obsidia, I might be able to tag it from the side. Nah, all I see is hill and haystack. Ooh, man. Yeah, all I see is hill. Key Blue Fox has actually been in this for a good bit. And that actually might be the same time that... Because Key Blue killed me as a Super Pershing earlier, so I'm curious if they haven't died yet. Least favorite vehicle? I'm going to assume one that I've played. What is the least favorite that I've played, but played a decent amount of? The M3 Lee. I despise the M3 Lee. It is... I like the one with the 8 machine guns. I like the M2. Because it's got all the DACA. DACA City. No, I hate the M3. It is rubbish in every sense. And actually, so... one of the reasons I got banned from World of Tanks was one time I just hated playing the M3 so much that every time I got a map with a big enough hill on it or cliff to jump off, I'd do it and commit suicide. And they banned me because I kept killing myself in the M3 for a couple days. I could not stand playing that vehicle. It's so bad in every facet. It does nothing well. Hello, Puma. Well, he can break the point. I'm going after Blue Key Foxy. Hot to trot. Well, not with that attitude. No, he's doing it. Alright, where are you, Key? Key, Key, Key. I don't see Key. Then again, I didn't see a M36 like 20 feet ahead of me, so that's not really saying anything. Where? An AC got me instead. Well, this is probably a loss. But we'll see if we. Ooh, you know what? We're going after Key. We're just hunting Key now. I I would say German sounds aggressive. And not in just the way you say things. Then that doesn't really make sense. Not in just how it sounds, but also because how you can pronounce it, if you will. Like, I remember that back when I was in middle school, some point, when I was first taking German, except that was an actual German classes, that was like Introduction to International Languages. I was studying in my room, and I was just reading through the sentences and practicing them. And so someone came into my room to ask me a question. I immediately just yelled out, "In der Kuchenhelfen," because that was the next sentence I had to read in the book, and they looked quite terrified for a moment. It is definitely an easy language to sound super aggressive in. I would not disagree about that at all. Hmm. Quick reading. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not a fan of the M3, and I didn't play it much in War Thunder because I had so much bad taste about it from World of Tanks, because it was just so bad all the time. It was just the minute I got into a game, wham, right off a hill, and then next game, wham, right off another hill, and then Wargaming didn't look too happy upon that. Uh, if you key everything different, I'm sure it can actually be decent. I mean, the 7.5 isn't a bad gun and it's at a low BR, but I just never really got into it. It it definitely holds a spot as an unenjoyable vehicle on my list. But either way, that's going to go ahead and do it for tonight, guys. I really thank you for coming by again and making this stream as fun as it is. And tomorrow, like it says on my schedule, gonna go ahead and switch over to Company of Heroes. So if you have Company of Heroes 2 to be specific, feel free to get on, because I do actually have the interest in playing with you guys as well. So maybe we can get like 4-on-4 games going and all that kind of stuff. But once again, thank you so much for coming, and good night, all of you. You guys have a good rest of your day.